Hi, third graders, it's Mrs. Compton, and welcome to Chapter 6. Now, this chapter is related to the chapters that you've learned before, so it'll be interesting to see what connections you can make. All right, so we're going to start off with a what do you notice, and also we can include what do you wonder if you have any wonderings. All right, so I've got a picture behind me. Actually, I should go like this. Behind me this way. So I'm going to step aside, and I want you to hit pause. And I want you to think about the things that you notice and you wonder. See you back in a second. Okay, hopefully you took some guesses and we are back and I'm going to take some guesses. Actually, you didn't take guesses. You did some noticing. I'm taking some guesses about your noticings. Okay, so let's go. What did you notice about this? I'm gonna guess that you probably noticed that there were 4 groups. These are purple on my board. I don't know if they look purple or they look black to you, but 4 purple groups. And maybe you noticed that there were blue dots, so 4 groups. And maybe you realized that there were 5 dots in each group because I kind of arranged the dots like a die. You probably recognized right away that was a 5, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20. So 4 groups, 20 dots in all. Maybe you thought to yourself, oh, there are 5 dots per group. 5 dots per group. Maybe somebody even said, hey, I know a multiplication equation for that. I bet there were a lot of you out there that did that. So I'm going to guess some of you thought about 4 groups of 5 dots makes 20 dots. All right, now I have a question for you. Did anyone go with division? Could you think about this as division? So I want you to think about that. Could we? Should we? Can we? All right, so let's think about it. Division is separating things into groups. It's also equal sharing. Are these things separated into groups? So we can use division here, right? So we had 20 dots. So 20 dots shared equally between 4 groups. Did anybody notice that? I bet some of you are like, there's 5 dots in every group. So every group has the same number of dots. That's very important in division, right? So we're sharing equally. So 20 divided by 4 groups, so 20 dots divided by 4 groups gives us how many blue dots per group? Well, that would be 5 per group. I like to give myself labels, especially as I'm thinking about things or if I'm learning some situation with complex numbers. I love my labels. It tells me exactly what it means in the story or in the picture. All right, kids, get yourselves ready. We're going to do a story problem next. I'll see you back here in just a second. Here we go. I've got the problem. We've got to read it. So first, we're going to say hi to Mrs. Vival's class. Hi, Mrs. Vival's class, and to Mrs. Vival. She's a colorful teacher, so I thought this would be a very fun problem to put her name in. So we've got Mrs. Vival has 16 flowers. She puts an equal number of flowers in 4 vases. How many flowers does Mrs. Vival put in each vase? Okay. So for me, I always read the problem more than one time. The first time I'm reading it, I'm reading the words and making sure I have all the words said correctly. And the second time, I'm really making sure that I have the picture in my head. So I want everyone to take a moment, pause, and make sure you have the picture in your head. All right, Mrs. Vival has 16 flowers. Okay, so I have 16 flowers in my mind. She puts an equal number of flowers in 4 vases. Okay, get the 4 vases. How many flowers does Mrs. Vival put in each vase? Okay, so I want to make sure I have not only the numbers in my mind, but the picture that goes along with the numbers and the question in my mind too. So the question is, how many flowers does Mrs. Vival put in each vase? All right, so I know for sure Mrs. Vavau has 16 flowers. She puts an equal number of flowers in 4 vases. How many flowers does Mrs. Vavau put in each vase? Okay, so if you have your whiteboard, you could grab it and solve it with me, or you could hit pause and you can do it on your paper. And then I'm going to solve it. So you can hit pause, I'm going to solve, and then you can check and see if we got the same thing. All right, so we've got 16 flowers. 16 flowers. And we are sharing them equally amongst 4 vases. Shared, I'm going to use an abbreviation for between, BTWN, between 4 vases. Okay. So I'm going to draw circles for my vases. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know I have 16 flowers, right? So I know each vase going to get more than 1 flower? Yeah. How about, is each vase going to get more than 2 flowers? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, it's going to get more than 2 flowers. How about 5? Would each vase get more than 5, less than 5, or 5 exactly? Let's find out. 5, 10, 15, 20. So that would be too much, right? So in my mind, I'm just kind of playing around with the numbers to help me get started. So I know I have 16 flowers. I could put one here, and here, and here, and here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers. We've got to keep going, right? Because we already said it was going to be more than 2 flowers in each vase. Count with me. 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. Shall we go with 3? I wonder if any of you just made a connection between the number 8 and 16. Did anybody think about that? That 16 is actually made up of 2 8s. And we've used up 1 set of 8 right here. So actually, it won't be 3 that goes into each vase. Let's try it. There's 3. Count them with me. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so it's not 3. We know it's going to have to be 4 because if one group of 2 in each vase was 8, that means it's going to be 2 groups. 2 groups of 2 in each vase. Okay, so maybe you thought about it like that. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers in each vase. Let's count them. Ready? 4, 8, 12, 16. So we have, maybe you thought about it as 4 times 4 makes 16. Or maybe you even thought about it as 16 flowers divided by 4 vases equals 4 flowers per vase. So actually, multiplication can help you solve division problems, right? Because 4 times 4 is 16, and then the fact family is 16 divided by 4 is 4. So it could kind of help us. But the most important thing is, always remember, have the picture in your head. All right, I want to go with one more strategy because I know there's lots of different ways to solve this out here. So we've got 16 flowers, so 16 divided by 4. Maybe some of you knew that right away. 16 flowers divided by 4 vases. And maybe you knew about that 8 and 8 deal. Remember that? And maybe you were thinking to yourself, 8 divided by 4 is 2. And I would have to do that 2 times. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So that means our answer is right here, 4 flowers in each vase. Kids, if that didn't make sense to you, do you have to worry about it? No. This probably made sense to some people, and this probably made sense to other people. Not everybody's going to solve in the same way, right? You just have to find your just right strategy. All right. Grab your workbooks, grab your stuff, and get going. I'll see you next time. Bye, kids.